Hey YouTube, back with part 2. Basically I got all my parts cut out. Everything's cut exactly. I do have to deburr the ends because everything was cut with the chop saw. Just in case you're curious, and try to show my tools. It's the Porta Cable chop saw. This is actually a pretty cheap chop saw and it's working pretty good. It's like 120 something on Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description for it if you're interested. Usually good chop saws cost like about 200 bucks, so don't sleep on that if you guys are looking for a chop saw. That's a good deal, good saw. If you're looking for a review on it, check out my other videos. There's a review on it. Anyways, I got all these pieces cut out. For those that don't know what's going on, if this is the first time you've seen any of my videos, basically this is a side view of what the bench is gonna kind of look like. I've got everything drawn out, hand drawn out. All the parts are labeled with letters, and here are the parts and their corresponding letters. So everything's chopped up. I'm gonna call it a night. It's 3:30. Tomorrow when I get up and get out here, I'm going to come out here with a Sharpie and mark every single one of these parts so I don't have to keep measuring them and remeasuring to find out what's what size. I can just look for the part number and look on here and it'll tell me, speed things up a little bit. I've got the pegboard finished as far as paint's concerned. You can see the dents in here and it is kind of bothering me. Not all of them, but this section of dents right here is like, I don't know, four or five little dents right there. I think I'm going to try to pop those out. When it comes time, once the frame is completely done and it comes time to install this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and probably lay it face down on this welding table with the towel here and use a rubber mallet from the back side and try to flatten those dents out a little bit. You know, there's a lot of little ones, but those are the ones that are bothering me the most. For those that are curious, that Rust-Oleum hammered finish paint, I don't know if you can see it. It looks good. It came out really well. Anyway, I'm only going to use this stuff just for the pegboard. This is going to be a couple different colors. Obviously my poly bends from Harbor Freight are going to go on the side, so it'll be copper and gray. And then once I'm completely finished with the bench itself will be painted black. The framing for it. The tabletop on the bench, I don't know if I'm going to paint that. If I paint that, I'm going to probably use chassis saver. I might just use chassis saver on all of it because I do have it. But I'm not entirely sure just yet. If I do that, I've got to break out my paint sprayer and kind of cover everything up or create myself like a little paint booth in here to paint it. But We'll go from there. I might just buy some cheap, Rust-Oleum spray cans. I think they're like $2 for like black ones or something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, the frame is going to be completely black. I'm not so sure about the tabletop on it. I may or may not paint that. Just because it's going to be taking abuse, and I don't want to have the tabletop all scratched up. So, but I do know the frame will definitely be all fully painted. This will be, I would say, 85% done, 85% done tomorrow. It's not going to be fully complete until I get a little bit more money, I get a job locked up. It's not going to take much to complete it, but I want to order in some aluminum sheathing, and the reason, it really has nothing to do with it being aluminum. I would prefer steel, so I can spot weld it onto it all over the place. But the aluminum sheathing is pretty cheap. I'll have to do some price comparison. The aluminum sheathing is for I believe 22 gauge 4x8 sheets painted. I believe they're like $25 because it's something that my steel supplier has a lot of, and so I can get good deals on it. And so that's probably what I'll do to sheath off, to sheath everything, and so it's not just a skeletal frame of a bench. I kind of want to pretty it up a bit. As far as total amount of metal is concerned, if you're going to build this project, I've showed you guys the drawing, showed you guys the measurements and the pieces that you need. You're going to essentially need 5 full 24-foot lengths of 3/4 inch 16 gauge wall steel tubing. You could use aluminum if you're able to weld aluminum. I'm currently not able to, so that's why I use steel. You could build this bench out of 1-inch tubing. It's not going to be that much more expensive, but all these measurements are going to change if you do that. I think the 3/4 inch is going to be plenty enough, and it's cheaper and easier as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, before I start rambling on and making this video like 30 minutes long, you're going to need 5 lengths of that. You're not going to use all 5 lengths. Make sure you do a good job of limiting the waste. You make sure you're getting the maximum amount of material out of each length. Basically, here's my waste. I'll just grab a couple pieces. The last piece of metal I had I actually used some leftover that I had, because here's my 5th piece right here. It's completely untouched. I had a shorter length up here that worked out much better. Some older material that I had. It was probably about 16, 17 feet long versus being 24. That's all I had left over of that. Out of all the other pieces, we're talking about pieces like this or shorter that was left over after I cut. Nothing significant. I think this is actually one of the longest pieces that was left over. My shortest piece here is 8.5 inches. Obviously that wasn't going to work. So I did a really good job keeping the waste down. If you order in 5 full lengths, you'll probably have a good 5, 6, maybe 7 feet extra material. I'd have to do the math, and I don't want to. That's your job if you're going to build this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can use whatever you want for the tabletop. I'm planning on using 16 gauge sheet. It's pretty, even though you think it's pretty thin, it looks pretty thin, when it's cut down to size and properly supported, it's actually really strong stuff. I wanted something that was, where I could drop stuff onto it and wasn't going to have to worry about if I used a wood top with gouging the wood. Or if I'm using a soldering iron on it, where I wouldn't have to worry about burning the wood and then eventually having to replace it, or it getting exposed to moisture and all those problems. So anyway, that's what we got going on tomorrow. Like I said, I should have everything that I plan on finishing before I get more money done. Let me show you, for those that are new to the video, the poly bins that I plan on using. Here they are right there. They're from Harbor Freight. I'll put the link down in the description. Again, this is the Rust-Oleum hammered finish paint. I'll put the link down in the description where you can find that on Amazon. Again, I'll put the portal cable chop saw that I use. I'll put the link for that. And this is what I'm going to use to weld it all up with. Everlast Power I-MIG 200. We're going to have a future video about Everlast and little comparison between Everlast and their main competitor, Longevity, as far as customer service is concerned. That's another video, but be prepared for that one. I'm not sure when I'm going to be ready to put that out yet. I actually recorded it, but I haven't released it yet, just because it's a little sensitive. Not sure if it's the right time yet. Anyway, for those that have subscribed, thank you very much for watching and continuing to support my channel. For those that are new, hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos, and hit like on the videos, leave some comments, send me messages, whatever, just interact. Let me know you're watching. Again, check out the links in the description. Alvarez Metalworks is my company. The link to Alvarez Metalworks goes to my Facebook page. Go like my Facebook page, show a little support on there, check out the pictures and stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.